Hello and welcome to The Coordinate, an Attack on Titan podcast. So, no Bill again this week, just me, Tyler. But he has assured me the minute he catches a relief from his annoying case of super gonorrhea, he will be right back. So, if we're a little lucky, maybe we can hear his fresh take on episode 64 in 2 weeks. He was able to get me answers to the questions I asked him from last week, so before we get into episode 63, from one hand to another, here's Bargain Bin Bill with those answers. So, I asked, why did Annie smash that grasshopper, and why did they show us that? Because I really didn't know. And here is what Bill had to say.
Annie was killing the grasshopper because they are used to send secret messages about the darkest secrets of the Titan butt scratch, isn't it?
I also asked if he had noticed a change in the animation quality between seasons 3 and 4, or like style change. Stop. Fucking... I have so little time, Chewie. I also asked if he noticed a change in animation quality or style, since, in between season 3 and 4, there was a change in animation studio, and this is what he had to say.
Oh, I did not know there was a change in studio, and didn't really notice it until you mentioned it, but I do think the CGI is massively improved. Oh god, I'm going Australia. I'd go as far as to say that Dim Dung...
Yeah, that's very awesome.
The Dim Dung style matches the Chow boat colors. It really adds to the Pimslewall saga of the Chunky Titan. Oh, that's what it is, isn't it? That's what I really say about all that. Well, anyway, cheerio, that's me, Bargain Bin Bill.
Thanks again there, Bargain Bin Bill, for getting me those answers. You sure sound a little different this week, though. What's going on there? Do you have a case of the super gonorrhea as well, but a little more dedication than standard, Bill? So, on to the episode. The episode opens with Falco mailing a letter for Mr. Kruger. You know, the wounded soldier he's been talking to about warrior training and thinks he probably shouldn't be? And hey, did you watch the post-credit scene? If not, I'm going to give you a minute to go watch that before I spoil it. Because there's some spoilers there. Yeah.
I like recently.
I will destroy them all. So that guy's Eren. And it's really weird that they revealed that in post-credits, right? Like, I'm sure a lot of people turned it off when, like, the credits started rolling and are, like, super confused when they look online and everyone's like, oh, Eren's in this episode and look at his new look. He's so cool. Because people really love long-hair Eren. Anyways, it was heavily hinted in the previous episode. The big hint being they put a scene of Reiner telling Eren to keep moving forward, placed, like, right next to a scene of Mr. Kruger telling Falco something basically the same about, keep moving forward. Bill and anyone else listening, how surprised were you by this reveal? I definitely didn't catch any of the hints when reading the manga, so I was pretty surprised at the time. Also, who do you think he wrote that letter to? He said it was to family, but the only family he has is Zeke, sort of. Mikasa, also sort of. And I guess his grandpa, like, he shows up in this episode at some point, which is kind of strange. I don't even know if he knows that's his grandpa. He could have just been lying, who knows. But with Isayama, I feel like it's a hint towards something. So, let's quickly talk about that bit with his grandpa. So Dr. Yeager sits next to Eren on the bench and tells him he should stop talking to Falco and stop making him send letters for him because, his family's already on pretty thin ice with Marley as is. So it turns out that Falco's uncle was a member of the Eldian Restoration Society. I don't know if the society's on that. But he was a member of the Eldian Restorationist. And he was sentenced to paradise, which is sort of true. We actually see him in season 3, in a season 3 episode where we get Grisha, Eren's dad's backstory. He gets kicked off the wall without being turned into a pure Titan like some of the other prisoners. So he probably just got eaten. Anyways, so the reason Falco and his brother want to be warriors so bad is to protect the rest of their family from, suffering the same fate as his uncle, or their uncle. So become warriors, become honorary Marleyans, survive. After that info dump, Dr. Yeager tells Eren he should go home to his family if he is truly healthy, so he doesn't miss spending time, like that time with his family while he's got them. Then Eren just like fucks his mind, and I don't know if that was on purpose or not. He asks him if he has any regrets, and he just goes absolutely insane. He starts talking about how he blames himself for his son, Grisha, taking his daughter outside of the Eldian safe zone and her getting killed. He has the craziest face during this mental break, and then he gets like willed away by like actual doctors, because I guess he was a doctor at one point, but now he's just in a mental institution. So I'm really curious if Eren could recognize him from his father's memories and like knew that that would trigger him. It's also possible that Eren has talked to him before and kind of figured out that, oh, this is who, that, you know, this is my dad's dad, since he's been in the facility for some time. Up next, we and Commander Magath are introduced to Willie Tybur, the head of the Tybur family, a royal family of Eldians who don't get treated like absolute shit, control the Warhammer Titan, and apparently they control the entire nation of Marley from the shadows. I don't remember particularly having a strong feeling about Commander Magath one way or the other while reading the manga, but I really started to like him in this episode. The points he makes about the spirit of Marley being hollow, how Marley's warmongering ways have doomed itself to a dark fate, and his desire to bring back conscription for Marley citizens so that they can have like first-hand experience of the horrors of war, all seem like admirable and brave statements to make, especially to someone so powerful as Willie. I've only read through the source material for this season like once, so I think I just missed a bunch of information, so I'm really looking forward to picking up on more things as I watch the anime. But yeah, it seems that his time with the Eldian soldiers and like the warriors particularly has really given him a progressive and like compassionate view towards them. Marleyan conscription might also help Marley with its war plans if it continues to, you know, keep making them. As we see in the scene with Reiner helping them plan the attack on Paradis, like he's giving them the information he has, and they're like, so what plan are you trying to come up with here? And like, they just don't seem that bright. So back to Willie talk. We see him at a party later with all of the world's leaders, and everyone just loves him, despite the fact that they have Eldian internment camps and or have like tried to, you know, exterminate those filthy devils from their nation. And I don't really know what to make of that. Like, obviously they're all hypocrites, but I don't know, it's baffling to me that they can't see how they treat the other Eldians is just wrong, you know? Also at this party, Willie announces that he has come up with the one and only perfect plan to deal with the world's Eldian problem, and he will tell everyone tomorrow via his first stage production, which is a really weird thing to do and also say. He says he will expose the truth to the world, which, hey, Bill, what do you think the truth he's exposing is? We already know some of what he will say, but we will learn more things during the next episode, so I'm not going to talk about it much right now. His whole plan kind of confused me when I was reading the manga, so I'm hoping the anime makes it a little more streamlined and clear, but we'll find out, or like maybe I'll just understand it better seeing it for a second time. So as I mentioned earlier, the episode ends with the reveal of Eren being Falco's injured veteran friend. Eren has Falco fetch Reiner from the play just before it begins, bring him down to a dark basement where he then reveals himself. Not like that, Bill. And the episode ends there, leaving us on like a major cliffhanger. Like Reiner's just like, Eren. Ooh. And I'm sorry if you hear a lot of sounds in the background. It's my cat fucking with things, and it's really annoying. I keep trying to tell him to stop, but he keeps doing it. Yeah, so they leave us on a cliffhanger for not 1, but 2 weeks because they're taking a break for the New Year's. We won't have an episode till January 10th. Chewie, can you please stop? My wife opened up a box in the room I record in, and it has all kinds of packing material, so he's just digging in there and digging. Yeah, so we're just going to have to deal with that for the rest of the episode. But yeah, presumably Eren had Reiner come down to that basement so he doesn't have room to transform into a Titan. So like they can talk one-on-one without like threat of one of them doing something crazy. Chewie, please. My wife apparently hates me, but we're not going to have an episode until January 10th, so we won't get to find out what's going on there. Yeah, but so I've removed the packing material. He should be quieter now. So there are a lot of fun little jokes throughout this episode, and it's probably one of the more hopeful episodes in the series so far, as it seems like Marley might be on the verge of having a change of heart and like stopping their warmongering ways and like coming around on like Eldians being people and stuff. The episode even ends with Gabby saying she feels like something is about to change. It was a really nice palate cleanser after the previous episode focused on suicide like so much. We see like one suicide attempt and one successful suicide in that episode. So yeah, some of my favorite moments in this episode that were just like fun things were Peak weirding out Porco by walking on all fours like the card titan. I guess that's like, she says like, that's just, this is more normal to me, like, you know, because that's what she's been doing for the past however long they've been at war. Then we have Falco finally surpassing Gabby in training, and their little celebratory moment. That was really cute. I like the music in that. It changed to like a little like happy guitar folky music. That was nice. Everyone enjoying all the foods at the festival, especially when Falco shoves the ice cream in Gabby's face. That was really cute. And then Reiner's in the background, like begrudgingly paying for everyone's treats. Like, I guess he's the only one with money for some reason, because like even Porco and Peak are there. But he finally like cracks a smile, and like it's like a montage, and he cracks a smile in the background when he sees how happy it's making everyone. And I really like that. Another good moment was when at the party with all the world leaders, we have one of the kids that's not Gabby or Chewie. Don't think about it. One of the kids that's not Gabby or Falco, I can't remember the kid's name, he spills wine on a lady, and she, you know, like knows that he would get in so much trouble and probably like killed or something if they saw an Eldian child do that. So she like covers for him, and that's really touching. Just some other random observations I've got are that during the Attack on Paradise planning scene, we see a map of the island. This is shown a little differently in the manga, or it seemed different to me. In the manga, we see a view of the island that's pulled back a little bit more so that you can see the coast of the mainland, and it very much resembles the east coast of Africa, and Paradise appears to be Madagascar. The only difference is it's like upside down from the way we're used to seeing it, but it could just be that the southern hemisphere in this like universe or timeline or whatever is the where like the more dominant world powers are, so that's how they view the world. So it's not really important, but I mentioned a few episodes back that there is some evidence that this takes place on like our Earth, and that was the really big one. So the other thing is, hey Bill, who do you think holds the power of the Warhammer Titan? Well, he asked Magath, implying it probably isn't him. Could be. It could also be the old man, the old lady, the two women, one of the kids running around, their maids, or maybe even that one really tall guard that lets Commander Magath into Willie's chambers. He was like so tall. He was like several heads taller than like everyone else in the room, and no one mentions it in the scene. And it's just really weird to me that there's just this one tall guy, like really, really tall, that like no one talks about. Why is he so tall? I don't know. It's just very suspicious. Anyways, it's kind of a short episode this week, but holidays and stuff, didn't have a lot of time to get something together. And then also, you know, it's a very talky episode, and it's kind of the setup for the next one. So we'll have a lot more for you in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's it for me. You can find more of me on my Star Trek podcast, Too Young for This Trek, where I'm the person who has not seen The Thing, and The Thing is Star Trek. Despite there not being an episode of the anime next week, there's going to be something dropping on our feed, so be sure to look out for that. And it'd be nice if you could drop us a review on like iTunes or wherever you're listening, if it lets you do reviews. And until next time, do your very best not to get eaten, and have a happy New Year's. And sorry about my cat being annoying in the background. I hope that doesn't cause too much pain for your ears.
I'm Evan, and I sure enjoy me some podcasts. Wow, this podcast sure is enjoyable, but sometimes
Life has a little bit more pegged on for you than what you thought. Oh man, is that a missile? I'm okay. Thoughtscast, part of the We Can Make This Work Probably podcast network.
This has been a presentation
of the We Can Make This Work
Probably network.
Follow us on Twitter
@ProbablyWork
For more of our questionable content.
Also, we have a website called probablywork.com.